All right, welcome back dito sa latest episode ng eto na mga kapsat talaga nag-color coding pa kami, the green and the black. Ayan, kasama po natin si Attorney Dina De Leon. Kamusta kapsat? Kamusta kapsat? We have a pope. Happy times,
Ayos
happy times.
naman. Habemos Papham.
I know we have a
Happy,
new
happy.
pope.
Pero marami daw baka nalulungkot kasi hindi Pilipino pero alam mo na ba will ni God yun, di ba? Hindi naman natin kaya isupplant just because of our nationalism, regionalism, will daw yun ng Holy Spirit. So, happy tayo dapat para sa bago nating Pope.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for me, siguro nag-expect masyadong tao kasi parating minimension si Cardinal Tagle. But as the Italian saying goes, no, those who enter the conclave as popes return from the conclave as a cardinal, right? So usually being an early favorite is not necessarily the best indicator, if not the obverse of that, no. But nevertheless, I think lahat ng mga nag-analyze ng track record ng bago natin Pope, Pope the Fourth, Leo the 14th. First of all, there's a Leo the 13th legacy, which was really about reconciling the church with modernity. This is at the cusp of industrialization, capitalism in the late 19th century. So I think it very much signals his attempt also to reconcile the church with the modern uncertain era. And I think lahat naman nag-analyze in terms of his background, in terms of his appointment, relationship with Pope Francis. Ang base dito is his, I think one term used is his moderate progressive. I think that's the term used. So very much, I would say Pope Francis, but the style could be much more, I would say, subdued. Hindi, mas ano kasi si Pope Francis, medyo off the cuff, medyo may popular touch talaga siya. I expect him to a little bit be more subtle than Pope Francis, but overall, I think this was a continuity election. So I'm very happy with the outcome of that. Peruvian and American dual national citizens. So clearly, that's why he's
From Chicago.
from Chicago. I listened to him in speaking English, talagang Chicago. But last night we listened to him in Espanol, Italiano, and of course Latin. So this is a guy who speaks multiple languages. I think French, Italian yung father side niya, and I think Spanish on the mother side. So this is a guy who's very much Latin American, Americas. So I see a lot of continuity with Pope Francis. So I'm happy with that. But before going to siguro we can have a separate episode on that. I'm just saying we should be happy. We should be happy
Yeah.
even though I know nag-expect ng tao. Having said that, who knows? Maybe the next pope, right? Marami pa tayong magaling. Si Bishop Ambo, to be honest, is isa sa paborito natin yan at batang-bata pa naman siya. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the problematic figures in the Philippines because I was getting a lot of questions, Kapsat, about what would it mean if the Philippines gets a Filipino pope? Will it affect our politics? Diba? May mga ganun na tanong. And then I had to really give a good answer sa international media and all. Um, because a part of me wonders, may pag-asa pa ba yung political system natin no matter how. And that's because we are in interesting times, bro. No? So, COMELEC just came out with this ruling na si Attorney Sia, apparently, mas nabuisit ang mga tao sa kanya when he tried to clarify or fix his situation. Di ba, ang konteksto is that very inappropriate joke about single moms, di ba? And then the next thing you know, nilayat pa niya yung assistant niya na I think, ano pa, asawa pa ng kaibigan niya na nag-resign eventually, it looks like. Para sabihin niya, oh, tignan mo, ang isang manyak pa, ganyan-ganyan. I mean, so he basically was digging in his hole with the bulldozer. So na-disqualify siya, ang dami natutuwa or natatawa sa kanya. But immediately they raised the question, which he himself, Attorney Sia raised, which is, wait, last time I checked, hindi ako yung FBI wanted list. Hindi ako yung pinapakulong ng tatlong different courts on human trafficking, sexual harassment case. And then sabi naman ng iba, kamusta naman si CCTV boy? Di ba? Nahuling-huli na. So, isn't this a double standard, Dean, or is this more like, let's just get whatever we can get under the current circumstances? Sorry for that long introduction, yeah.
Yeah. Well, alam mo, sa akin, gross double standards yan. To begin with, ako kahit na, alam mo naman, sobrang ayaw ko yung pinagagawa ni Attorney Sia. I think it's abhorrent, no? It's abhorrent, indecent, di ba? Pero I am uncertain whether the COMELEC has to be the right police when it comes to speech, no? So sa akin, meron pang legal question dyan, and I do not agree with the COMELEC being able to disqualify candidates. Kasi alam mo, if we celebrate that, kahit na hindi natin gusto yung ginawa ni Attorney Sia, that means that COMELEC can also be the determinant of other offensive speeches which can endanger minority views in the future, no? And they can use the SIA president as, the SIA example as the president. So I don't think the COMELEC is equipped, no, and is should be the adjudicator of free speech. That's just me, no. Having said that, though, apart from the fact na feeling ko medyo overstepping yung boundaries ng COMELEC dito, and of course there's still constitutional free speech, di ba? Under the Constitution, there's still the right to free speech. I think the more appropriate body to actually penalize him would be the electorate, supposedly, no. Pero alam mo naman, hindi naman tayo nasa ideal world. Minsan nga, ang electorate natin mukhang nire-rewardan pa yung mga bastos at walang modo. Kaya siguro na-encourage din silang sabihin tong mga ito, no? Pero sige, sabihin natin na tama yung COMELEC. By that particular logic, I think bakit ganoon na mas maraming malalala ang mga pinagagawa ng mga politiko pero para bang yung COMELEC meron lang appetite for some, no? In fact, meron akong kaso dyan sa COMELEC na noon-noon pa pending, hindi umuusad hanggang ngayon. It's a disqualification, sorry, it's a case na napalitan yung o napanalo namin yung napa-turn over ang tawag dito, napa-reverse namin yung outcome ng elections, no? And then inappeal sa
Return, yeah.
COMELEC. Oo, napa-overturn namin, and then napil sa COMELEC. Wala, hindi naksyon ng COMELEC. Nanalo kami sa korte, no? Yung kaso noong kay sa Duterte Youth na sarap nating pag-usapan sana rin, di ba? As early as 2019, may final na dyan na disqualification. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa. In fact, yesterday, may final na naman na disqualification. Pero yung 2019 na disqualification, hindi pa natitingnan ng COMELEC, no? So bakit sobrang ultra-efficient sila on selected few? But for
Mhm.
more substantial cases, bakit parang they're taking their time? That's first. And second, bakit parang yung kay Camille Villar, for example, na malinaw na mimigay ng mga award ng mga 'di ba raffle and it's something of substantial value doon sa mga sorties niya, sabi okay lang daw, no? So I think yung credibility ng COMELEC as well must be taken into account here, no? And kung totoong gusto nila aggressive, dapat hindi double standards. Lalong-lalo na doon sa mga nanunod na ano na naglulutok ng kutsilyo, 'di ba? I think that must be taken a look at by the COMELEC. If indeed the COMELEC really wants to be the guard of all of this election season.
If I may say, Dino, on this, no. So obviously we're talking about the Comelec Second Division, referring to dun sa violation Section 261 of the Omnibus Elections Code and Section 3 of Comelec Resolution number 1116. Ito yung ukol sa issue ng discrimination against women, no? Yun yung naging basihan nila, and I think Comelec Chairman kanina was very parang ano siya parang this is an unprecedented parang effort. Ito yung first time where we're gonna strongly kumaga fight back against discrimination. So yun yung packaging ng Comelec. So para for me, okay, like it sounds interestingly like almost positive legislation. Like he's speaking like a Supreme Court justice or ganun. But yun nga, like it immediately raised the issue of where's the consistency, right? Even si Attorney Sia, o nga no, biglang naging hero pa siya ba? O nga, bakit ako? Si Kibuloy nga, bakit ako, di ba? I mean, yeah, para sabi ko, I'm not sure we are helping the right guy. Obviously not, but parang at the same time, my point din parang bakit siya lang ang bilis din dahil lang nag-trending ito sa social media. Well, if that's a standard, sobrang nag-trending din yung CCTV boy, di ba? Nung isang araw. So, this sounds to me like, ano yun? So you go after the low-hanging fruit? Ganun, I mean, that's the other way I can put it, right? Because ito ay hindi siya Puchugin, but he doesn't belong to a big
Yeah.
I would say organization, or hindi siya kasama isang dynasty. Ganun bang dating sa'yo na parang low-hanging fruit lang to and symbolic?
Yeah. Kaya nga sa akin philosophically, in principle, I think COMELEC should not be the forum. Pero assuming that they are the forum, parang wini-weaponize nila sa mga trip lang nila na kaya nila, na kaya-kayanin, di ba? As opposed to yung mga makapangyarihan na Villar, mga kapangyarihan na Duterte, bakit parang nakakawala, di ba? Pag isa ka lang congressman siya na, kaya ko to. Sige, kaya ng COMELEC to. Di ba? The COMELEC has to be an institution that should, kaya nga nakapiring si Lady Justice, like ko sinasabi, di ba? It has quasi-judicial powers and it's supposed to safeguard the elections. Bakit hindi sila kasing agresibo kung mas makapangyarihan, di ba? At mas maimpluwensya, no? Katulad nila, yan, si Kibuloy, no? And alam mo, malaki akusasyon nga na itong COMELEC is DDS pa rin. Alam mo yun? Kasi marami dyan appointee pa rin ni President Duterte, no? Pero, or tsaka yung mga nagre-resolve dyan, no? So, bakit pagka ganyan, ganyan na sila Kibuloy, si Duterte, or si Villar, parang nakakawala. Hanggang kay Sia lang sila, no? At saka yung mga iba pang mas mabababang opisyal, no? So assuming na intention yung COMELEC, we would want to see a little bit more of consistency from them.
Well, I mean, obviously, in the hierarchy of the DDS world, I would say Duterte Youth should be also low-hanging fruit, considering that 2009 pa. Hindi, wait, just for the person, people who are not familiar with this, because si Attorney Emil, di ba, isa mga kaibigan natin na election
Mm.
expert, I was just talking to him last night about dun sa 2019 pa lang, nakikita ng tao, wait lang, baka hindi registered pa to. I mean, kasi yung sa Duterte Youth, ang sumikat dyan yung Cardenas move, yung biglang pinapatanggal lahat ng nominee para siyang pumasok. Parang ginaya yata niya ano yun, ni Guanzon ba yun?
Oo.
Medyo, baka gawa rin tayo ng gano'n na party list para kunyari may mga front tayo pag nanalo na patanggal natin lahat para makapasok tayo. No, I mean, first of all, what are the facts of the case on this? And isn't it quite, I would say, scandalously bizarre na 2019 pa, it's 2025, hindi pa inaksyonan itong. And to think this is the Duterte youth that has even the temerity to file an impeachment against the current president on some mumbo jumbo, whatever. I mean, Marcos level, blah, 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 right? So let's talk about
Kaya
Duterte.
nga yun, ano eh. Kaya ngayon sa akin, Richard, hindi feeling ko sa COMELEC, hindi siya low-hanging fruit. Kaya nga feeling ko, nagwe-weaponize, di ba? Or napopoliticize. Yun, kung sino man lang sino lang yung actionan nila. We filed, and then kung sino yung, alam mo, ang grabe yung accusations, then I have to say this, ang grabe ang accusations sa COMELEC ng corruption. And even in practice, para bang ang daming naririnig na gumagalaw lamang yung mga bagay-bagay kung may mga ano, 'di ba? May some sort of corruption. Nakakalungkot yung accusation sa COMELEC ng corruption. Pero ito nga, so 2019, bakit hindi gumagalaw? So hindi yata dahil low-hanging fruit. The COMELEC can be accused of who you know. And para kumilos, 'di ba? Kasi kung 2019 tapos no action at all. Bakit yung mga ibang kaso ang bibilis nila? Bakit ito 2019 pa? Walang galaw, no? Bakit ang daming kaso na walang galaw? At bakit may mga kaso na mabilis pa sa alas 11? Yun yung kailangan sagutin ng COMELEC, no? Apart from yung mga nakikita nating, di ba, yung mga sa final sealing and testing na nilagay nila yung balota, iba yung lumabas. Ang dami mga ganun ngayon doon sa final sealing and testing na dapat tingnan rin natin ng mabuti kasi bago yung technology na pinocure ng COMELEC, no? Ang dami na 13 daw yung sinidan nila, pero ang lumabas 12, pero sino tatanggalin? Imbes na hindi dapat ibilangin, di ba? Ang daming questions sa credibility ng COMELEC right now, unfortunately, in terms of the operations of in terms of implementing the election properly, in terms of yung gross double standards sila, in terms of sa bilis nilang kumilos sa mga ibang kaso, pero sa bagal nila sa iba, na para bang they're kicking the can pagdating doon sa mga ibang kaso. Yeah, the COMELEC to me has to work a little bit harder. And in terms of credibility as a citizen, I do not think right now I would say na napaka-credible ng institusyon na ito. Although, again, meron nga silang mga good ruling na gusto ko i-celebrate. Pero, alam mo yun, pagka tinignan mo
Sige
yung
na nga, ano yung mga good ruling nila para sabihin natin fair naman tayo, hindi naman tayo commissioner bash.
well, yeah, namang ano, I think yung activist new resolution na yan on the speech, I think could be good intention, di ba? Pero sa akin nga, kung hindi mo ini-implement properly yung mga anti-EPAL supposedly. Pero alam mo, Richard, sobrang daming vote buying sa Pilipinas. Sobrang dami. 'Di ba? During election day, ang tanong nga, magkano dyan sa region na yan? 5,000, 10,000 per vote. Anong ginagawa ng COMELEC sa totoo lang? 'Di ba? Anong ginagawa ng COMELEC para iwasan to vote buying? Wala kang marinig na substantial, 'di ba? Parang ang nipis-nipis na yaang ganyan na parang pag may sinabi na yan na ba? Hanggang dyan na lang ba yung kaya ng COMELEC? We should know better. We should expect better from the COMELEC. So, ang dami talagang issues. Kaya, so sa akin, kung tatanungin mo ko, kamusta tong COMELEC na ito? Honestly, I cannot give you very positive even as a practitioner because based on my experience yung mga fina-file na kaso ko rin ang babagal, di ba? So ang bagal, selective for me, and full of questions. Ano? So sana bantayan natin yung election, no? Tsaka alam mo dapat yung mga nasa COMELEC, yung mga commissioners, 'di ba? They've sworn an oath to uphold yung most sacred exercise of our democracy. So sana naman hindi ganyang double standards ang ginagawa nila as of the moment. And sana totoo na bantayan nila yung election, yung outcome ng election, at sana okay yung bago nating supplier. No one knows, ha. As of now, no one has, I haven't seen yet, kung may nakita ka na somebody who says 100% okay yung supplier ng new technology
Yeah,
ngayon.
yeah.
Wala pa ako.
Marami nag-reach out sa akin nun kasi obviously there were concerns with the previous supplier, but the previous supplier I think had a point to say, wait, you're raising this issue with me and then replacing me with who? Right? So it's quite strange na after all the hocus pocus, bro, how over the past almost 2 decades, parang ang quiet ng tao nung nagkaroon ng changing in the operational
Miro, walang track record
factor
yan
eh.
ng success election.
Yeah.
So medyo nakakatakot yun nga. Ang daming videos, you have to take a look at it, ha. Yung mga nag-final sealing and testing na sinasabi nila, mali-mali, pati yung mga pinaglalagay nila para bang iba yung lumabas. Sobrang dami. At so sa akin, anong mangyayari doon? Ang sabi daw, ilalagay lang sa minutes. Paano natin nalaman na tama yung mga makina? Paano natin nalaman na hindi yun pre-program? Paano natin nalaman na tama yung ano nun? Lahat yan dapat ang check yan, COMELEC and its IT. Wala naman tayong capability ng private sector to check it. But given how the COMELEC is behaving, nakakatakot lang. And I really am concerned as a citizen in terms of the integrity of the elections under the watch of this COMELEC.
Especially because the race could be very close for the last two slots dun sa 12, Magic 12, if not last three even, you can see in some of the numbers. And then yung iba daw na ngayon pa lang, nagre-ready na to announce na silang magda number one sa Senate. And kung ito
Yung
mga...
isang video na nakita ko, Richard, ha?
Hmm.
Imagine mo, 13 yung vinote doon sa FTS. Di ba kasi sa final testing and sealing, di ba may mga magpapasok ng
Yeah.
balota na titignan sa resibo kung tama. Di ba? 13 yung sinid. Tapos naging 12 yung lumabas. Sino magde-decide kung sino
Right. Sino
tinanggal? Di ba?
tatanggalin? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like, ano yun, parang, ano yung mas,
Grabe yun.
anong mas makapal na
Oo,
shade?
ilan yung ganon? Ilan yung ganon? At paano pa nila i-rectify how many days before the elections? How can they check the integrity of each machine if indeed this COMELEC is concerned with the integrity of the elections? Medyo nakakatakot, ha. I don't wanna shout fire as if ano, 'di ba? Kasi hindi rin naman ako expert here. Pero all of these questions are legitimate questions, and I haven't seen, as a citizen, as a reasonable average person, convincing answers from the COMELEC that indeed these elections will have integrity, especially the way they behaved in the past, no? Considering that the new supplier, Miru, does not have a track record of doing a successful election, no? Hindi ko maintindihan paano nila sinelect yan, di ba? Sana nga, sabi, ang mga akusasyon pa nga na nakikita ko by election watchers, sino ba kumita dito sa bagong supplier, di ba? Yan yung mga, unfortunately, the new supplier does not inspire confidence, nor, of course, how the COMELEC behaved and answered all the questions, marrying, parang, and all the doubts that are being casted towards the conduct of 2025 elections. I am a citizen. I want to make sure and hopefully na yung election ay malinis at maayos. Pero I think it would also be irresponsible for me not to articulate my growing concern on how the elections will be carried out.
Yeah, no, I mean, kaya nga, that's what I'm saying. Matagal na tayo may problema dito sa doubts about election integrity. Hanggang ngayon, there's a whole denialist movement out there that still cannot accept yung 2022 result. Different version. Isang version, nanalo daw si Lenny, natalo si BBM. Yung isang version, natalo rin si BBM, pero nanalo si Sarah. Parang I don't know how they work the algorithm. But anyway, but now, we're in an even more polarized situation, right? I mean, to be honest, I mean, we're men of science or social science. We do stat, we do data. But the other day, I just did the Calya survey, like pretty random, going Tondo, Manila, Bisis. I'll tell you, like maraming tao, ilang pa nga mag-share ng opinion nila on the record. Like off the record, ang daldal nila with me, ah. Pero on the record, kasi nakakatakot daw yung labanan ng dalawang higanteng pamilya. Baka may masabi ako, mainis yung kabila. Pag may masabi ako, ganito, ganyan. Tapos in-endorse. So, you're in a very tense, polarized situation whereby each group is expecting to get the best possible outcome, right? So if you're DDS camp, for instance, at the very least, you want Bongo to be number one as a slap on the face, diba? And if Bongo gets 50-60% of the vote, that
Mm.
who knows? Maybe Bongo could even dream bigger dreams, right? And then yung kabila, no, pwede pa rin si Erwin Tulfo mag number one. You know, like you could imagine that for number one spot pala magkakaroon ng controversy if Bongo doesn't get it, right? If there are issues about election integrity. And then even worse, dun sa number 10, 11, 12, whereby like what, 10, 15 people are fighting over that slot, right? Depending on what survey you're looking at. So in that scenario, sobrang nakakatakot na if maraming unresolved question, sasabog yan. Come election day, if the results do not favor a certain side or different sides are not happy with the results. So I'm just saying, kung may mga tinatanong mga issue, feeling ko lalabas din yan talaga next week once the results come.
Pero Richard, tinan mo, yeah, yung unresolved questions ko, ganyan rin naman yung questions sa 2022. I mean, sabi natin, di ba, the surveys are consistent naman with with
Except
the
that time, the
result.
operator
Pero,
was someone who was established internationally. Maybe not
correct,
perfect. This time
Smartmatic.
it's like, oh,
Pero,
tali,
di
like,
ba
who is this?
meron yung 20 million votes na transmit ng isang IP address. Ang kagaya, hindi ko maintindihan yun eh. Hindi ko maintindihan yun At wala pa ako narinig na kahit na ano, I've researched, I've asked around. Wala pa ako narinig na kahit na isang sufficient na sufficient na explanation on why is it that based on yung record of transmittal, 20 million votes were just transmitted by one IP address. Alam natin how it all works kahit hindi tayo technologically savvy, di ba? Yung isang machine, may sariling IP address yun. Transmit doon sa canvassers,
Baka nag-VPN. Baka nag
di ba? Hindi ko
mga,
maintindihan eh.
mga vote galing sa China. No, just kidding.
Very, very ano sa akin yun eh. Very until now, wala pa akong narinig. And I tried asking around Kasi there was a time na kinabahan rin ako dito sa outcome ng elections. Sabi ko, bakit? Kasi, I agree naman na tingnan rin natin yung surveys. Nakita ko naman yung mga sinasabi ng mga like-minded people. Let's take a look at the data. Pero sa akin kasi, di sana magpa-survey na lang tayo. Di ba? Huwag lang tayo magpa-election. Iba yung survey, iba yung
Yan pala tayo.
safeguarding the actual way.
Kaaway pala tayo din, no? Hindi ko alam pala eh. Denialist ka rin pala.
Hindi ko sinasabing hindi ko sinasabing hindi okay yung survey. Ang sinasabi ko, okay yung surveys, but okay dapat yung araw ng eleksyon, i-safeguard mo rin. Kasi
Walang
people
bahit
can
na
change their
duda. Yeah,
mind.
of course. There has to be
Oo,
no
people
shadow
can
of
change
doubt.
their
Yeah.
minds. Oo. So sa akin, hindi sufficient kasi sa akin, hindi mo pa survey na lang pala tayo kung ano. Kaya nga tayo may election eh. May actual election and yung actual election, yun yung mas sacred kumpara sa survey. So I agree with the reasoning sa surveys pero it does not cancel out the fact na wag siguraduhin natin na walang question sa election. Kahit noong 2022, yun nga, ikaw ba may narinig ka ng answer doon sa 20 million votes na transmitted by just one IP address? Wala
VPN
pa ako
nga.
narinig.
Nag-VPN. Baka from
Kaya
home.
nga, wala pa ako naririnig at inadmit yan on record ng comment na totoo. Na totoo. Na merong ganong transmittal na by and then wala pa ako narinig na response. So yeah, lahat ng mga questions na yan, we ought to
Well, I'm
understand
I'm
that.
convinced na nalong unit team ng 2022 not because they were the best people, not because they were even good people, it's because they were just the two strongest dynasties that came together, and I appreciate what Lenny achieved.
Ako din I'm convinced
Just to be clear,
I'm
right? Like, because and
Oo.
practically all surveys made it very clear, grabe yung
And
agwat. Yeah.
and I was in the campaign, di ba? I was in the campaign. I was campaigning on the ground. So alam ko rin na natalo. Pero hindi sa akin yun yung point. Ang point ko, nanalo or natalo, we
Question
ought to make
marks.
sure
Maraming butas.
everything
Oo.
maraming butas na maayos yung pag ginagawa ng COMELEC kasi yung trabaho ng COMELEC is to safeguard. Hindi na lang sila sasagot sa concerns kasi merong, di ba yung si TN3, yung maraming questions si TN3 yun na hindi nasagot ng COMELEC Until now, to mga questions ko rin, parang feeling ko yung double standards yung COMELEC nakakainis. So, balik tayo doon kay Lapulong, di ba? Sa akin, kung ganun ba kayo ka-aggressive, saan yung merong Duterte Youth ngayon na disqualification na final kahapon? Sa Duterte Youth. Totoo ba na hindi DDS ang COMELEC? Then hopefully, i-resolve nila to. Kasi noong 2019, sinabi ang facts doon sa case na yon hindi raw nakapag-register properly ang Duterte Youth, di ba? There's no publication, there was no public hearing. Hindi yan sinagot ng COMELEC until now, 2019. Ngayon, meron namang final kahapon kung sinasabi ninyo may violation ng Safe Spaces Act, yung kay SIA, meron ring violations na marami itong sila Cardema for red tagging a lot of student leaders. So, and a lot of, anyone who says something against the Dutertes, nire-red tag nila, tinatag nila as terrorists. So indeed, if the COMELEC is really aggressive and really wants to make this election a safe space, even in terms of what they articulate, then ano, 'di ba? Nakapiling dapat si Lady Justice, i-impose nyo 'yan sa Duterte Youth and sa Duterte Youth na 'yan. It is qualified na 'yan.
Ang Duterte youth is
Manati-
sorry, I just want people to realize we're not talking about some pichugin bunch of I don't know fly on the wall people. They're expected to get close to 8% of the vote, maybe 3 seats in the party list. I mean, I know maybe non sequitur sa'yo yan, bro, but I just want people to realize we're talking about the mumbo jumbo. I don't know, you know my Hitler youth, but it's like, how should I put it? We're talking about like I don't know some proto-fascist whatever like mumbo jumbo group of people like party list sila on their own. They might get 3 seats. And I'm sorry bro kasi kagabi medyo emotional na ako eh. I was looking at it. Mukhang akbayan lang medyo may chance na at least maka 1 seat. I mean it's just scandalous, right? Duterte Youth is 7.3 to 8%. ML is not even 1%. Akbayan is barely over 1%, 1.3%. And then yung pala, hindi pala sila registered even at all. And then they have the temerity to even push for an impeachment. To what? Para magpakit kay Amy or magpakit sa mga Duterte youth, Duterte na supporters. So I'm just trying for people to realize how ridiculous is the situation we're facing. In as much as, yeah, I kind of appreciate the activist tone at least of the COMELEC chairman saying we're not gonna tolerate discrimination and all. 100% with you. Hindi tayo Team Sia. We're baka Sian Gaza but not Sia. No, but di ka naman, kilala mo si Sian Gaza. Akala ko, sabi ko, ito mga
Siyempre.
Sian, medyo, medyo makulay ang buhay.
Kasi
Akala ko
yan
si
si Duterte Youth, parang 8% ang makukuha niya. Pero tandaan ninyo, tingnan niyo yung track record niyang Duterte Youth na yan. Zero, if I'm not mistaken, zero past law. Ano ba trabaho ng
Very Bato de la
congressman?
Rosa.
Legislator. 'Di ba? Legislator, walang naipasang batas. Eh kahit 'di ba kahit na kahit na yung trabaho nila na maging activist there and questioning the current administration, kung hindi related sa Duterte, wala rin sila ibang stand in the policies. 'Di ba? Duterte lang ang pinag-uusapan. Parang medyo kadiri, 'di ba? So sa akin, tingnan niyo naman yung track record, tapos 8% ang makukuha. Although again, sabi nila Richard, even nakausap natin mga kaibigan natin dyan sa mga survey firms, di ba? Yung sila, di ba? Yung mga kaibigan natin sa WR, sa Okta, ang sabi nila, may some sort of representation naman and data na makukuha pagdating sa party list race. Pero the reason dahil the way party lists operate right now is medyo regional sila kumukuha. Mahirap din na isabay siya sa national. So sabi nila, some data reflective yan, pero hindi siya kasing reflective ng president, vice president, senatorial. Kaya raw in the
Absolutely.
past,
Mahirap
mas may
talaga.
nakakapasok na maraming party
Tsaka
lists.
proportional voting, may threshold yan.
Oo.
Could adjust.
So huwag tayo mawala ng pag-asa
No,
sa,
no.
I think,
Hindi yan,
kaya
bro. Hindi yan pag I'm doing the opposite. I'm saying mag-rally kayo, mga walang iya. Lumabas na kayo
mas
dyan.
mas
Balik
marami pa
na kayo.
dapat ang boboto. Ba?
This goes back to the theory that Dr. Belli and I have been pushing for more than a decade na kamusta ang ABC? Nasaan yung ABC? Itong mga ibang tao na daming mga mata pobre, elitista na nonsense na narinig ko. Pare, alam mo pinakamalaking pinaboto ng ABC? Bongo, Bato. Bongo and Bato do best among ABC, meaning tayo basically, than any other socioeconomic class. So ako, bago tayo humusga pa ng mga ibang kababayan natin who never had the privilege, this is gonna be very opening lines of the Gatsby, di ba? Yung advice, like you cannot judge people who didn't have the privileges yet. Tayo may privileges na tayo eh. We had the privilege to study in the best university, go to university at the very least. And then pag titingnan mo yung ABC mo, pare, halos lampas sa Kalate, Bonggong gusto nila, or Bato even, almost majority. This tells you may problema talaga tayo. 2016 pala nakikita natin ng ABC. So, why am I saying this? Because bro, you only need 1 million vote sa out of what, 20 million middle class Filipinos to get 2 or 3 even people in.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for me, for Magdalo and ML, and even for Akbayan to barely just one eking it out, scandalous yun. Where the heck are people? Doon ako,
Scandalous
nakita ko
talaga.
bro, hindi ko sinatapos ng laban. Sabi ko, uy naman, lumabas naman kayo, mag-effort naman kayo. Sana naman doon sa isang page, tignan nyo rin naman yung party list. Huwag lang Senado ang papansinin nyo. It was more a clarion call. So, sorry bro, I'm not saying natapos ang laban. I'm just saying, Ayus-ayusin nyo naman yan. It's scandalous.
Ayos-ayusin talaga, 'di ba? Ayos-ayusin
Oo.
talaga. Yung 'di ba sa Duterte, if my memory serves me right, sa data, 'di ba? 2016, panalo siya ABC, hindi nga siya pinanalo ng DNE, mas mataas nga si Binay tsaka si Grace Boba. If I remember it
Bar
right.
did best in E. Even Lenny in E.
Kaya
So,
nga so yung ABC medyo sa atin medyo may question rin talaga, 'di ba? So I'm not sure kung kailangan ng more engagement, no, ang discourse, o dahil ba yung ABC, dahil feeling nila sila yung nagbabayad ng malaking taxes, tapos hindi yung pagbabago para bang wala silang nakikita, kaya mas gusto nila ng mas mabilisan, wala na silang patience. I don't understand, di ba? But definitely,
mabilisan saan, bro? Sa paggastos ng confidential fund, yung 11 days.
pero tama ka, 'di ba? Parang kailangan yata there has to be some change in the way ABC behave right now. And one thing that I wanna, 'di ba, yung mga tao na nakikinig, sana bumoto ng maayos lalo na sa party list, 'di ba? Sabi mo nga 1 million lang ang pinag-uusapan. So wag naman Bongo Bato de la Rosa, 'di ba? Para naman in-enable natin yung malawakang patayan, yung abuses. Nakakapagod na, 'di ba? Let's move on. I think even doon sa mga bumoto kay Duterte, I think let's move on from the Dutertes, 'di ba?
Wala
Kasi
pa naman.
hindi naman pwedeng sila yung forever doon, 'di ba? Let's move on from them and let's give other leaders a chance, no? Kung galit kayo dun sa mga iba, di let's give other leaders a chance.
Yeah, give,
Not
give Philip Salvador chance, give Marcoleta chance.
yung ano naman, may
Oh, it's
maganda-ganda track.
okay
Alam
nyo.
naman nila eh. Diba?
Bago
ABC,
pa.
nag-aral yung mga yan. Dapat supposedly pinaghirapan ninyo yung mga degrees ninyo. Alam ninyo kung yung nagpo-produce rin ng kahit papanong resulta na tangible kahit na walang degree. Diba? May galing man, may talino, tsaka alam niyo yung ginagawa yung trabaho at alam nila yung trabaho nila to begin with. At hindi naman yung magsayaw ng budot, tapos magbigay ng jacket at maging best actor, sabi mo nga sa maraming pelikula.
Uy, wag naman. Maganda yung mas masaot sa hayop talaga, tsaka Jasper. Yung isa hindi ko sabihin kasi politically incorrect na yung title pa lang ng movie, hindi mo na yung si Boy, ano. Um, bro, now let's go to the really meat of our discussion. Lahat lang naman yan, pang warm up lang naman. Tapos nanta kay Palong, Duterte Youth, Sia, okay, sa lahat ng taking all the boxes of mga notorious. But we still end up with the greatest vice president of all time, Sara Duterte. May discussion ngayon ng disbarment potentially against her. The idea is that people have been disbarred for far less than Mary Grace Piatos and all. At damay pa si Zolaika Lopez also for potentially being disbarred. At least there's a push for disbarment of them. Paki-explain sa mga tao, ano bang basihan para ma-disbar ang isang abogado? At in these cases, are we meeting the threshold? And kamusta naman ang assessment of that threshold by people in positions of power?
Alam mo, medyo mataas ang expectation sa mga lawyers, no? Yung nga, kahit nga, di ba, ng babae lang sa jurisprudence. Sa babae, ha? Walang relasyon yun sa pagiging abogado niya. Pero na-disbar. Kasi nga, ang sinasabi, lawyers and members of, the bar have to be like Caesar's wife. Di ba? Caesar's wife pa nga yung ano eh. Lalo na yung mga nasa members of the judiciary tsaka public officers, no? Like Caesar's wife, yun daw, free from any kind of suspicion, di ba? Ganyan yung tinitingnan pagdating do sa members of the judiciary and public officers, no? Do sa lawyers, dapat we behave properly and ethically. At ang evidence lang na kailangan is ang quantum of evidence required is substantial evidence, no? Yung bang kitang-kita mong sinapak yung sheriff. Sa akin dati pa dapat na disbar. Si Alam mo, pag ako murahin ko yung sheriff, baka ma-disbar ako eh. Mura lang ha. Yung na nag-i-implement, 'di ba? Apart
Contempt
from
of
the
the
fact
court yun eh.
na
Oh, binabas.
oh, criminal nga yun eh, 'di ba? Yung sasapakin mo, indirect assault nga yun eh, yung public officer pag ginawa mo yun eh, direct assault yun. 'Di ba? So sa akin napakalinaw na noon pa dapat na disbar si Sara Duterte, 'di ba? Paano pa kaya yung mga akusasyon sa kanya ngayon? And alalahanin lang natin yung mga akusasyon sa kanya ulit, Richard, para dun sa mga hindi pa aware, 'di ba? Yung dun sa articles of impeachment, yung Article 1 is yung kanyang betrayal of public trust because nagkontrata siya ng assassin against the president. No? Di ba? Ang sabi niya, ito, and I quote, wag ka mag-alala ma'am sa security ko kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romualdez. No joke, no joke. Nagbilang na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag kang tumigil na hanggang hindi mo mapatay po sila. And then, he said
Wait,
this.
Dino, did you memorize that? Did you just
Ito,
memorize
tinitin ko
the
ngayon. And
verbatim?
And then he said yes, 'di
Oh
ba?
my
Ang
God.
sabi ng sa impeachment complaint was dalawang bagay yung doon sa statement na yun ang sigurado tayo. Meron siyang kinontratang person na patayin at nag-yes. So there is a already a contract to kill. So yan, di ba? Sa akin, as lawyers, meron kami kasing sworn oath to obey and defend the Constitution, yung rule of law. Di ba? Yan yung nasa oath namin. Obey and defend the Constitution. Di ba? Obeying and defending the Constitution and the rule of law ba ang contracting somebody, 'di ba? To kill, 'di ba? And then yung sa articles of impeachment sa number 2, yung 16 million in 12 days or 11 days actually na dinisburse niya, 'di ba? Ang total niya by the way, hindi lang 125 million, ang total niya na confidential funds under her is 612 million 500,000. Hindi mo maintindihan bakit kailangan ng Office of the Vice President ng confidential funds. Hindi naman yan mandato niya na mag-anti-terrorist at mag-police enforcement. Wala. Mas malaki pa nga yung ano niya, di ba? Yung confidential funds niya kaysa sa Philippine Navy at saka sa Philippine Coast Guard na may threat
Army
sa
lang
West.
yan. Army lang yata nakakatalo sa
Mas
kanya.
mataas sa kanya, di ba? Mas mataas pa yung kanya sa Philippine Coast Guard. Ano yun? Yun may law enforcement agents, mandate. Yung sa kanya, wala naman siyang mandato. Pero, ang malala pa dyan, dalawang bagay. Una, 11 days. 11 days niyang ginastos yung 125 million. At ang sinabi niya, 16 million doon ay for safe houses in 11 days. So kung titignan mo, sino tinago nila? Number two, magkano yung kwarto na yan? Kasi kahit na mag-book ka ng
Baka
isang
ano yan,
daang
baka
room sa Okada,
Burj Khalifa ba yung seven-star hotel sa
kaya
ano?
nga sa Burj Khalifa, isang daang room, hindi ka abot ng 1.5 million a day.
Oh,
That's
mga
serious, di ba?
800,000 pwede na, pwede.
Oo, sabihin mong kahit na isang room is 20,000 a day, di ba? 20,000 a day times 50
Waldorf,
rooms.
Waldorf level.
Di ba?
Baka
Hindi
World
mo, hindi mo,
Economic Forum itong mga nag-attend.
kaya nga, tapos tinatago mo, ano yun, tapos 50 rooms in 8 days, kasama Pasko, New Year, tsaka Rizal Day, yan yung una, di ba? So talagang grabe yung ginawa sa pera ng bayan. But pangalawa, nung niliquidate na nila, ginawang chichirya. Yung liquidation, pare-pareho ng penmanship, halos pare-pareho ng pirma, halos pare-pareho pa ng tinta. Tapos, nilagyan ng Mary Gay Piatos, Fernando Tempura, Carlos Miguel
Pero
Uisi, P.P.
sabi ni
McDonald.
Bato, magpakamatay ako, meron kaming piatos talaga dyan sa
Oo.
tapat. Sabi
O
niya,
sige,
"Hindi, totoo to
meron
yan,
din
meron
bang
natin
tempura?
piatos."
Meron din bang uwishi? Meron din bang kasim? Meron bang
Mingi
Dan
Mango,
Ricoto?
Mingi Mango.
J. Kamote? J. Kamote, ginawa mo chichirya?
Si
Limang
Caleb,
dodong?
may Caleb din may Caleb something.
Oo
I
nga.
mean,
So alam mo yun, ito nga, yung nagdo-doktor nito, yung nagpa-falsify ng public documents, kumakain siguro ng chichirya, tapos hirap siya maghirap ng mga pangalan, tapos sabi niya, bahala naman di ba? So, di ba? Tapos, ang ano dyan, sa akin, yung bang brazen kasi, walang kahihiyan. Brazen.
Kasi
Wala nang
bastusan na talaga,
kato-kato.
bastusan talaga.
Oo, bastusan talaga. Binastos, sinichirya, yung pera ng bayan, at saan napunta? Sa
Favorite
dati,
restaurant ko, Mary Grace, binastos din.
pati ba, paborito ko matita sa Manila nandoon. 'Di ba? Sayang naman yung cheese roll. Sana Mary Grace cheese roll sana ang nilagay para naman may
Bawasan
gusto
yung
ng
chocolate
boto.
nila, yung chocolate na napakas.
Oo. So yun yung ano yan sa bracelet corruption yan sa Article 2. 'Di ba? Yung Article 3 nung sa impeachment is yung sa budget hearings niya, yung sinabi ni Attorney Monsayak mismo na dinoktor nila at pinaglalaroan nila yung procurement ng computers sa DepEd, no? So, sa akin, meron ng educational crisis. Yung mga bata kailangan ng mga equipment para man lang magkaroon sila ng fighting chance in this highly globalized world. Tapos, yung computerization, dodoktorin nyo pa para kumita kayo at lalaruin nyo pa yung 500 million plus na naka-allocate na nga for sa computerization ng mga bata. Mahiyahiya naman, di ba? Ano yung, so talaga, di ba? Article 4. Yung Article 4 niyan is yung SALN niya. Alam mo ba, Richard, na yung SALN nila ni yung total upon investigation kasi hindi siya nagpa-file sa hindi natin alam access siya sa SALN nila sinubukan ko nilang beses pero based on an ombudsman investigation na kinommence noon 2 billion pesos ang pumasok sa collective bank account nila ni Rodrigo Duterte. 2 billion pesos. Kahit na pagsamasamahin yung sweldo nila, hindi aabot ng ng even 1% of that. Even ng 1% of
Marami
that.
silang
So
consultancy dati yung mga.
Kaya di sana, bakit hindi yun ma-declare, di ba? So sa akin, 2 billion, paano nga? Ba't pumasok sa bank account sila, labas, pasok nila? Ibig sabihin, may umiikot talaga na pera na hawak nila, no? Na hindi ma-justify ng kanilang
Kaya
income.
tama yung sinabi ni Senator Trillanes na money trail eh. Yung bank accounts ang dapat ma-expose. Kasi that is the lock to the whole puzzle, di ba? It unlocks the whole puzzle, eh, di ba?
Oo.
Malalaman natin saan galing ng pera. Pharma.
Normally, diba? Yung 3, 4. Yung panlima lang ha, Richard, gusto ko lang rin sabihin, di ba? So nandun na tayo sa contract to kill, nandun na tayo dun sa confidential funds, nandun na tayo dun sa procurement sa DepEd, nandyan na yung 2 billion na pumasok sa ano nila, sa bank account nila. Yung panglima, tandaan mo ha, si Sara Duterte, based doon sa testimonya ni Las Cañas, sinabi, Bego signal daw yung malawakang patayan sa Davao nung siya ay mayor at itutuloy niya daw, no? So kung maririnig mo yung testimony nila sa Kanyas to begin with at meron talagang patayan doon panahon niya at meron naman talaga nung mayor siya, alam mo yon, ang tanda mo, ang evidence
Yun nga
required
yung
lang dito.
sinasabi ko eh, hindi ka kaya ICC-able pa rin si Sara. I'm gonna talk to Attorney Conti again soon eh. Kasi last time we talked, you were a little bit skeptical on that. And I completely understand where your skepticism is coming from. Di ba? Kasi kumbaga in the hierarchy of architects, Sara is still not there.
Correct.
But I don't know, bro. You put everything together, right? Where's the money coming
Sa
from?
akin, may
What was the
logic.
Yeah, exactly.
May
Yeah.
logic talaga sa akin. So I think merong, in terms of reasonable basis, meron. So I think kasama pa rin si Sara. What I'm just saying is, in terms of conviction, mas malayo siya. Right? But in terms of reasonable basis, pwede. Pero tandaan mo ha, magkaiba ang quantum of proof required as well for
Yeah, of
disbarment.
course.
Dahil disbarment ito. Sa disbarment,
Mas
substantial
mas
evidence
mababa pa.
lang.
Mas
Malayo.
mababa
Malayo
sa tama.
mababa.
Okay,
Oo.
so beyond reasonable doubt or yun yung pinakamataas.
Oo,
Yun
beyond
yung saan
reasonable doubt.
mamatay.
Ibig sabihin nun, meron kang moral certainty. Tapos yung next nun is preponderance of evidence. Mas marami talagang ebidensya. Pag yung substantial evidence is meron ka lang a reasonable link to support a conclusion.
Ang baba. Di ba?
Ang
It's
baba.
sobrang baba. It's not
To
even
support a
minimally.
conclusion, meron kang factual basis to support a conclusion. Meron kang factual basis supported by evidence to support a conclusion. Yun lang
Oo.
yun, di ba?
Basically,
So,
parang IKEA versus parang Trump Golden Tower ganun. Yung
yun.
I'm just giving people
Malayo.
visual cues, 'di ba? Parang minimalist versus
Kaya
max,
sa akin,
'di ba?
clear sa akin na in terms of disbarment, pasok siya. In terms of conviction sa criminal case, medyo mas kailangan ko pa makita ng ebidensya. But in terms of reasonable certainty, enough for her to be tried, I think pasok na rin yung quantum of evidence required sa ICC.
Yun nga, and lastly, like on the issue of impeachment, ano yung quantum sa impeachment?
Ah,
Preponderance.
ano yan eh,
Sorry, conviction for trial. Sorry, not.
oo,
So tayo sa,
may debate pa dyan. Ang
yun nga, hindi
sinabi
pa
dati
na-determine
is
niya.
overwhelming preponderance of evidence ang sinasabi
So
nila.
mas
So,
mataas ng konti. So sa gitna ng
pero
dalawa.
mas mababa sa conviction beyond reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Sa
So sa
proof beyond
gitna.
reasonable
Sa
doubt. Nasa
gitna ng
gitna.
dalawa.
Oo. Yun yung debate ha. Pero sa akin
Interest
kasi dahil kasi political, kasi ano yan, judicial yan. Sa akin kahit preponderance of
preponderance.
evidence.
Yeah,
Depende yan sa impeachment rules na ipopromulgate. I remember nung panahon ni Corona, yun yung pinopropose na quantum of proof required ni Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago na dapat overwhelming preponderance of evidence. We disagree, we agree philosophically, we can
yeah.
have a debate. Sa akin, dapat preponderance of evidence lang. Kasi tandaan natin na ano to na supposedly ang goal is to hold public officers accountable. And ang hirap-hirap na nga ng proseso, 'di ba? Two-thirds na nga sa baba. So sa akin, hindi kailangan na sa ibang bansa nga, 'di ba, Richard? Sa ano nga sa parliament nga is vote of no confidence, tanggal ka na bukas, 'di ba?
Bro,
Tapos
sa
tayo,
Japan, nagbigay lang ng payong yung isa ang natanggal sa cabinet. Parang nagbigay lang ng payong doon sabi vote buying daw yun. I mean,
oo. Tapos
ganun
pwede
lang
ka tanggalin
basic
bukas.
para magtanggal ka sa opisina. Yeah.
Walang ano ha, wala dapat vested na masyadong komportable dyan sa office, di ba? So sa akin, preponderance of evidence lang dapat. Pero I see where Miriam is coming from sa overwhelming preponderance of evidence kasi nga binoto yan ng tao, di ba? So meron siyang right over the office and then meron madi-disenfranchise, right? So it shouldn't be easy. Pero to begin with, hindi na nga easy eh. Difficult na ito, di ba? So sa akin, preponderance of evidence. Pero I think ang lalabas pa rin is overwhelming preponderance of evidence.
Yeah, I think sound yung legal argument ni Ma'am Defensor, God bless her soul. But I think her sound legal analysis doesn't stand on the same political circumstances anymore. I think the ground has shifted. And as Aristotle said, the Constitution should adjust to the political reality.
Dapat yan, the Constitution should already state, no, that
Yeah.
the trial, the quantum of evidence to be used in case of a trial is, di ba, overwhelming preponderance of evidence para hindi na up to the whim of the senators, di ba? Kasi masyado rin naman yata mababa kung reasonable evidence to support a conclusion lang rin, di ba?
Yeah, yeah. You want to also guard against again weaponization, which is what we mentioned kanina. You don't want to set also dangerous person. Kaya nga how to get the right balance is always difficult. Kaya nga we have to have healthy debates. But how can you have healthy debates and if purong budot sa tepe puray lang gagawin natin?
So, imagine mo na lang kung sila Willie Revillame, tsaka sila Lito Lapid, at tsaka sila Philip Salvador ang magde-decide kung overwhelming preponderance of evidence ba or preponderance of evidence ba. Sana naman meron tayong mga more academics, more lawyers, di ba? More public servants who at least have the experience. Kasi baka sabihin, paano ko mabibigyan ng jacket yan? Di ba? Alam, sabi ko nga, hindi porke mabuti ang iyong puso. Dapat, senador ka, na with all due respect, you can contribute elsewhere. You can
Oh,
contribute elsewhere.
charity ka, di ba? I mean, pwede ka naman mag-tumbling dyan. I mean, kaya nga parang Gilas Pilipinas, nung purong puso lang tayo, talo tayo, nung may magaling na tayong coach. May puso rin,
Wala
galing
talaga.
din.
Wala.
May diskarte rin.
So, how can you discuss, di ba, una, yung basis ng mga batas na ipapasa mo kung hindi mo alam paano. Di ba, paano yung discussions na yan, ano dapat yung basis. Dapat nag-aral ka ng gusto dyan, no? Dapat bawat batas na scrutinize nila eh. So, sa akin nga, importante dyan yung breadth of knowledge and depth of knowledge. Hindi yung depth of how you sing and dance. Di ba?
No,
Ang hirap.
honestly, my fear is if you put a bunch of clowns there, they're basically just mouthpieces for their political patrons or yung staff nila, kung sino ang abogado or matino mag-isip dun sa... So, do you want to put essentially a puppet in positions of power? That's ridiculous.
Na
Facto,
merong bubulong-bulong even in the
basically
debate sa tabi.
factotum ang aking term dyan, just to be
Sa akin,
elegant.
I miss the days when, the Senate excited kang manood ng Senate hearing kasi ang kagaling nila, ang tatalino nila, kikiligin ka the way they discuss arguments in the future, how they envision the country to be. Hindi yung ayoko na manood dun lang sa iba. Di ba? Ngayon parang ang dami ng nadidisillusion sa politics kasi pakikita mo yung ganong klaseng debate. Wala. Ano na siya? Amusement. But politics should not be amusement, di ba? It
But
should,
isn't that
let's
when we
remember.
were wrong? I mean, okay, I've made so my piece this week for Philippine Inquirer was how did we end up with the Senate circus? Ang argument ko kasi dyan is, I mean, first of all, I laid out the education crisis there, which cuts
Mm.
across all regions and all, basically, although things got way worse during the Duterte, 6 years of Digong and then 2 years of Sara in DepEd. But having said that, ako, feeling ko yun yung problema pare. Kung ikaw kunyari debater, taga UP Ateneo Lasal, or magaling ka mag-Ingles, di ba? You would enjoy watching Jovito Salonga debating talagang patrician Roman Republic way. But to be honest, aminin natin, ganun din ba yung feeling ng karamihan ng ating mga kababayan na tignan mo naman yung level ng English na ginagamit nila. It's not just, it's technical, legal, Latin ang ginagamit nila. So, for me, pag ang layo ng level, yung educational institution standards mo, tapos sobrang layo yung mga politicians mo, magkakaroon ka ng disconnect. And this disconnect, na fill in ng the gap ng mga entertainment people and PR practitioners. Kaya ang sabi ko, by 2010 already, you had Bong Revilla number one, Jinggoy number two, Enrile, who's not an idiot, but he didn't even bother. Sabi niya, gusto ko happy ka. 2007,
Correct.
last time medyo matino-tino yung nanalo si Mar Rojas. Even si Mar Rojas, purong pakit lang ginawa niya Mr. Palengke, di ba? He really didn't explain what is
Hoy,
true.
hoy, hoy. Hoy, hoy, hoy.
Di ba, pare? Di ba? So sabi ko, kaya clown show tayo because we really never...
Nakalagway ka na ba sa dagat ng basura?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Kaya, I think we did not make an effort to make it relatable. So, sige, sa atin siguro debaters and all, it's like us enjoying reading the Economist magazine. But I know 99% of people who even read English don't enjoy reading the Economist magazine because it's such an conjectural, posh English, right? But you enjoy it. It's an acquired taste for people like us, or at least in my case. I love reading the Economist magazine before because I love the concision of the language, brevity. But I completely understand if yung ibang tao hindi sila natutuwa. So feel ko yun yung challenge natin because the Senate is not a debating club alone. It's a democratic institution which should invite participation. And I feeling ko talaga bro, doon tayo nagkakulang eh. Now, we didn't have efforts like and I think this is why you have to have something in between Tulfo and Jovito Salonga that combines both, right? Yung kasi para You know, there are bloggers making millions. All they do is just to repackage yung hearing sila Tulfo, Cynthia Villar, and yun lang yung channel nila pare, with millions of followers. Which tells you, yun yung kilitin ng ating kababayan. But it doesn't tell you hanggang dyan lang ka lang dapat. So imagine if we could package a Jovito Salonga level of intelligence and debate. Pero meron medyo konting bardagulan, konting ano. So feeling ko, bro, that's the only way forward. So that's why
Ito, sa akin
ayoko
hindi ko
maging
alam
nostalgic
where
and
it
all.
changed. I agree with you completely in your arguments, no? Pero I am uncertain where it changed. Kasi hindi rin naman ganun kataas ang education. Never naman naging sobrang taas ang education status ng Pilipinas, di ba? Pero dati nagna-number one sila dito sa Loka.
No,
Kasi
brother.
merong
No, no, no,
romanticization
no.
ng talino.
I know
Hmm.
exactly where you're coming from. I already preempted that argument. Okay. Ito yung, first of all, remember, 10 years ago, UP and Ateneo were top 200, 300 in the world in ranking.
Hmm. Hmm.
LaSalle would still make it to top 500. Now, not even one in top 500 Asian universities. So I think that their deterioration is a serious problem. So first of all, I would say even I teach graduate school in UP, for instance. You know, to be honest, nafe-feel mo hanggang sa pinakamataas na levels ng premier universities, it's not the same. And of course, yung isa sa mga arguments is that tignan mo yung mainstream media natin. Di ba nung panahon ng mga parents natin, halos buong English, tapos required pa sila mag-Spanish. So in the
Ah.
generation of our parents, not only they had correct Spanish grammar, but they were
The
bilingual.
World Tonight.
Yeah, again, bilingual. Yung mga panahon na si Lauren Ligarda yung anchor, di ba? Sa ABS-CBN, di ba? And then biglang nawala yun. The whole, we had a great guest na dating media practitioner si Mr. Nai with us who was saying na he just quit the media landscape in the Philippines in 1990s.
Remember, David Nye.
So what I'm saying, David na exactly, di ba? If you watch that episode, sabi niya, doon nagsimula yung dumb down, water down. So one of the biggest damage that mainstream media did was yung linguistic gap ay lumaki pa. So dati ang problema mo, hindi mo alam ang Latin. Ngayon, pati yung English ni Jovito, hindi mo na gets. So hindi ka na talaga makakahabol, di ba? And then the
Ang
next thing you
sinasabi
know,
kanina, Richard, I agree with you completely. Pero ang ano ko is, dati kasi at the very least, niro-romanticize yung talino. Ngayon, para bang may disdain yung tao sa, ikaw na matalino. Merong, smart shaming. Hindi ko alam kung saan nanggaling yun.
hindi. Alam mo sabi ng tao sa akin, no, again, thank you for raising these questions because this is exactly what comes to my mind, right? Kasi we have to understand anong roots na to eh. Ang parati ko narinig sa mga tao, mga Kali survey type lang ha, wala naman nangyari. Debate sila ng debate, wala naman umabot sa amin eh. Hindi nga sila malalapitan eh. Masyadong alta. Yung ganun, basically, ganun, without naming names ha, na yung mga magagaling daw, hindi daw relatable, hindi nila na-gets. They don't even, so, failure ng basic education. So ganito ang basa ko, bro. Because India had the same case, diba? There was a time that Nehru and the Congress, and then until nag-Modi, BJP na sa... Ang basa ko is, I think back in the day, there was a deference to that kind of patrician politician. This idea na, kasi, syempre, mataas ang pinag-aralan.
Siyempre,
Then I
may
think
magaling yan.
exactly. I think over time nagkaroon ng feeling na okay, wala naman umabot sa atin. And then especially during Arroyo's time, ito narinig ko itong common wisdom. Ano naman ang silbi kung matalino? Siyempre, Georgetown, paras kayong Georgetown, whatever, PhD, economics, whatever. Puro naman corruption, puro naman oligarchy. So I think that's where the smart shaming came in. Now, not only are people not impressed with smart people, in fact, they're skeptical of smart people. And that's why FPJ, in my opinion, won 2004 elections. I think
Iisahan ka lang niya matatalinong yan. Ganon.
exactly, bro. So it's not only that, it's skepticism. It's this kind of a cynicism towards smart people. So you can see it from FPJ basically winning, in my opinion, in mid 2000s to even Maroas making it pakut na lang to be Mr. Palenque. And then 2010, Bong Revilla number one in Jingoy. And then Gusto Ka Happy Ka. We already saw the rot at the heart of the apple. Noon pa lang. So are we surprised now? Ito yung mga nakikita natin na si Robin Hood ay nag-number one noon, si ano yung number. So it's not only mediocrity na, 'di ba?
Huwag ka magna number one. Kahit naman si Tulfo, magna number one, di ba? Yung mga household names. Mga household names.
in last time I checked, Erwin was not like involved in like, yun, kaya yun ang issue ko
Correct. I
mga
remember.
vloggers
I agree, I
na galit sa
agree.
Tulfos dahil
I'm just disappointed, of course. Of
sa
course, I
ano.
prefer Erwin ng malayo kay Bongo. No, I'm just disappointed that as we were discussing na it seemingly yung mga mas maraming pinasang bills, mas maraming mas maraming track record. Talo-talo ni Tulfo. Di ba? Yun lang. Ako on the bus, I would prefer a Tulfo
Lalo si
over.
Ben Tulfo. Buti nga si Erwin Tulfo nag-DSWD pa, yun na ganun. Si Ben
Yeah.
Tulfo ay talagang straight from the studio. Good morning, good morning. So mag-good evening tayo bro. Ito talaga, I cannot let go of you without talking about this issue na malapit sa puso natin. What is your read so far of the campaign of Senator Leila De Lima? Because in fairness kay Senator De Lima, I saw her doing that with si Nadine Lustra ba yan? Yung nagsayaw sila na
Yes.
sobrang cute with si Attorney Lenny. Like, it's not like Ma'am Lenny did not make efforts also to be more relatable and all of that. Why do you think struggle pa rin, at least based on the numbers we're seeing, compared to what you would have expected? Again, I completely agree with you. No one knows about the party list
Yeah,
issue.
yeah,
As I said, the reason I'm saying please go out and vote for the right people. I mean, it's hard not to imagine. I mean, it's hard not. I mean, it's scandalous for me if Lenny if Ma'am Lena doesn't make it. Considering, I mean, this is times 100 most influential for fighting against Duterte in 2017. This is a person, Justice Secretary, Commission on Human Rights,
our top
graduate of the
notcher.
top university. Exactly, bro. I mean, like, just the list is so long in terms of achievement. But most important, yung character niya, palaban. She's a woman I highly respect. Yung kanya ng fortitude, almost Mandela style, right? Um, what is your read? I mean, again, election is still a few days away. We're still hoping for the best. But so far, ano yung mga lessons na natuto nyo? Saan sa tingin nyo you did well, you should do better? Saan yung areas na sa tingin mo receptiveness was an issue or not an issue? Kung baga, hindi naman pre-mortem, but how could I put it? Kind of a general understanding of the
Yeah.
situation. Kasi mas involved.
Learnings to. Sa
Yeah,
akin, malaki yung,
tama, learning.
marami talagang learnings, no? Oh. The first one is, malakas kami dahil sa sipag ni Laila. Masipag ng mga kandidato, sila Erin, sila Teddy, di ba? Nangangampanya talaga sila. No? So I think ang laki naman ng conversion. First time kasi ng ML tumakbo. First time. No one knew what ML is. And pero yung attaching the name of ML party list to Laila. Kasi wherever Laila goes, maganda na may reception eh. Pinakamalakas nga na sigaw, pinakamagandang palakpak. Pag si Laila, di ba? It's just that, tingin pa rin ng maraming tao, tumatakbo siya senador. So, yun yung problem, no? Yung parang hindi ma-attach yung ML to Laila because that takes a lot of money. Eh, tandaan mo, kami ang pinakasiguro walang pera sa lahat ng mga nakakapanyan party list. No? Sabi ko kasi, ako pa nagdo-donate, ako nag-ahanap, para lagi, no, paano yung mga donations, paano yung mga posters, magpiprint ng mga flyers, dito sa law office ko, di ba? Lagi gumagalaw yung Xerox machine para mag-send out, ano lang ng mga flyers about the, ano. So late talaga rin nag-decide kasi si Ma'am, 'di ba? Kasi napilit nga lang rin siya nung last day na, 'di ba? A day before, i-announce kung sino mga kandidato. That's first. And second is, of course, kailangan talaga ng more funds. So para ma-connect yung name ng ML kay Laila, that needed funds and we had very limited. So I think that is my diagnosis on why hindi maka pa sa mas maganda naming tinitingnan. Pero nagtitingin rin naman kami ng votes, no? And I think sa awa ng Diyos, no, Laila will make it. I think so. I think so.
Hey, you just
Laila will.
need a few 100,000 votes. I mean, that's not
Yeah.
impossible. So,
Yeah. So I'm based na crunching ko ng that data, 'di ba? Ako lang 'to ah. Meron makakapasok si Laila. So doon sa mga tao na gusto makapasok siya, iboto nyo kasi almost talagang andun lang, no? Enough she will have enough only. So everyone who thinks she deserves it, you ought to vote, no? Because she will have enough, no? Hindi kami ano, 'di ba? 3 seats, hindi kami number one. Pero sa akin nga, nag-hope ako because of the things that we've done, Richard. The campaign of Laila, how beautiful of a person she is, the way she fought for our democracy. I am still wishful thinking na makaka 2 seats. Pero yung 1 seat, I think I'm a little bit more positive there. A learning, hindi ko alam kung bakit ML yung pinili nila, baka mas magandang mamayang liberal. Pero sabi nila, nabubulol, may debate pa dyan, and that will be a subject of post-mortem. Pero definitely, ang hirap ng pangalan na either ML or mamayang liberal. Siguro dahil maiden pa. Baka eventually because of Lila's efforts and all other nominees, no, si Erin Tanyada, si Teddy Maguila, baka it will have a better recall in 20 in the next cycle, no. Definitely we'll still be here in the next cycle. This is our maiden year. This is the first time that we're running. We're not gonna give up. We're going to continue fighting for the Filipino nation, 'di ba, para sa hustisya at reforma. Yun ang lagi namin sinasabi. Kung pinag-uusapan mo hustisya, talagang wala ng better candidate than Laila. Kung gusto mo reforma takes a lot of courage. And that could be, I really, honestly, I don't know anyone else who's more courageous than Laila de Lima. Siguro kayang tapatan ni Sani Trillanes. No? Pero hindi ko masasabing Sani Trillanes is braver than Laila de Lima. Ibang level rin talaga yung bravery
kaya nga,
nila.
I mentioned
So,
Magdalo.
yun.
That's why I mentioned Magdalo
Mm.
because Gary Alejano, basically, the Batman Robin sila or Batman Superman sila ni Trillanes. He was the only one who dared to file impeachment against Digong when everyone was scared as hell. I mean, this is a guy who took communication to the ICC. I mean, so for me, guys naman, we just need a few 100,000 votes for Gali Arellano people type to get in, for Leila De Lima type to get in, and just to raise the stakes, no? I mean, you can imagine Chel Jokno and De Lima would not just be one of the, I don't know, 300 odd congressmen. They could be even part of the prosecution, right? In the Senate with
Yeah,
Congressman.
they can. And
That's not impossible.
they
Yeah.
can talaga. Yeah, they can. And ako nga ibang klase pag nandiyan na sila. Imagine mo pag sila nagtandem, Laila de Lima, Chel Jokno, kung nandun pa sana sila Gary Alejalo, sila Teddy Bagilat, si Erin Tanyada, tsaka si Percy. Di ba? Grabe, beautiful. Di ba kahit na 10 lang sila, kahit na 5 lang sila, 6 lang sila,
Absolutely.
they will make a substantial difference. They will change the discourse and they will not stop. And sure kayo na they will never be threatened and ang hindi na pag-uusapan sa kanila na gawin ng tama yung pulang yung itim gawing puti, 'di ba? Never, never nila yung itim gagawin nilang puti. Para sa kanila kung itim yan, puti yan pag-usapan natin kung saan ba dapat talaga tayo puti or itim. Pero kung puti yan, 'di ba? Malinaw yun eh. So, yung mga prinsipyo ng mga taong ito eh, 'di ba? Hindi na bibili. Kailangan natin ng mangilan-ngilan. So sa lahat ng mga nakikinig, 'di ba? Sana pagbigyan sila na ang iboto, wag tayo mag-consider na iba. Yung mga iba, kaya naintindihan ko na baka may kakilala kayo dyan, di ba? Pero ibigay nyo na yung boto ng party list for real statespeople, statesmen, stateswomen. And sa akin, sa akin, yan, ML party list, Akbayan, okay, di ba? Magdalo, okay yan. No? Pagbigyan nyo na at kailangan ng mga katulad nila sa Kongreso.
Is there like a website, a place there can reach out for volunteers? Kasi, syempre, the day of election itself matters. There's still a few days left. How can people reach out, bro,
Yes.
dun sa campaign nyo?
Sana nag-reach out na sila doon, di ba? Pero ngayon, meron pa rin naman mlpartylist.com, no? I-check nyo lang. I, lahat naman nakikinig, usually, pag kami message ako sa Facebook, I respond, no? So if you're really interested in helping, and if you can offer something, just let me know. Just message me in Messenger, in Facebook, or even Instagram.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
reply. I take a look at even yung mga spam. Even yung mga haters, tinitignan ko yan, no? So nakikita ko halos lahat ng mga messages. So habang ngayon pa na mainit pa, if you really want to help out, just let us know.
Yeah, exactly. So yung mga haters dyan, ito na yung chance nyo. On that note, Kapsat, thank you so much. Maraming salamat. Yung mommy ko, happy na siya sa'yo kasi sabi niya last week, bakit parati si Dina nagka-cancel sa'yo? Bakit parang hindi na siya available? Sabi ko, busy siya. Hindi nga siya busy.
Sorry
Nakita
na,
ko nga siya sa ibang channels. Eh. Nagtatampo si mommy ko!
nagtatampo na.
Tita,
Nagkataon lang,
sabi
tita.
niya,
Nagkataon lang
yamet
naman
na
po.
ito eh. Kababayan pa natin to. Sabi ko, hindi. Sabi ko, social yan. Yung Singson yan.
Grabe. Lagi kaya ako nag-yes kay Richard.
Ayun,
Grabe.
ayun.
Yung 2 beses na yun talagang
Ayun, okay
grabe.
na. Talaga, bawi-bawi na, bro. Pero in fairness, Solid North doing very well at least. Nakakalinga, party list. So happy ako. Medyo, kidding aside. Thank
Excited ako sa mga discussion natin after the elections ha. I think talaga ako heavily I want to discuss specifically 'di ba yung ano yung future ng democracy and yung policies.
Absolutely.
I think dapat mas maganda yung discussion kaya nga sabi ko ang baba na nga nung ano ang baba na nga nung appetite ng mga tao na pag-usapan yung polisiya. So I think better if we really discuss more on policies, no. Sana after the elections we'll have more time.
100%. Ang tawag namin dyan ni Sir Ronald nung isang araw is Project 2028/Liamas. Pero kunyari lang yan para matuwa si Ronald. Pero talagang Project 2028, it's really about us and our future forward
At hindi
Philippines.
tayo titigil. Hindi tayo
Ay,
titigil,
hindi
di ba?
talaga.
Hindi
Oh.
tayo titigil. And those people who wanna take part in it, just reach out. We'll do our best, di ba? Sana kasi this is not gonna be, di ba, the show of one, two people. It takes a village, di ba? Ano ba sinasabi na? It takes a
A village to raise a kid, gano'n?
raise a kid and it takes
Yeah.
a village to, I don't know, a collective to build a
Oo.
nation siguro, di ba? Hindi
Kaya yung
pwedeng
mga
isa
ano
lang.
gusto baka naman, baka naman. But as the great Sam Versosa said, minsan-minsan lang kami tatakbo, wag niyo sanang sayangin yung ang oportunidad natin. Entitled si Kuya, no? Entitled si Kuya. Eh. Parang nag-court ka ng isang babae, tapos ayaw nga patulan. Wag mo sayangin yan. Ngayon lang ako papatol sa iyo.
Hindi ko kaya sabihin yun. Hindi ko kaya
Medyo,
sabihin yun. Pero bilib ako
medyo,
sa hapog.
kahit ako, hindi ko kaya yung ganyan level. Ah. Salamat ka, pinapatulang kita. Ito ng last chance mo. Hindi naman tayo
Bilib ako
ganun.
sa apog.
Kilusan.
Bilib ako sa apog.
Oo, kilusan ang gusto natin dito. So it's not about this election, that election. Tawag po natin unofficially or officially na Project 2028 pero sa totoo lang ano lang 'yan. Ano lang, it's just a cover. Although it sounds a bit Project 2025 ni Trump, but don't worry, it's the opposite ideologically. Salamat Kapsat. Keep going, keep staying strong and talk to you soon. God bless.
Teka lang, teka lang, teka
Ay,
lang.
wait.
May color coding tayo, di ba tayo sasayaw? Hindi, joke lang. Sige, sige.
Ay,
Bye-bye.
ano, i-ready ko pa yung production set eh.
Sayang naman yung color coding natin. Di tayo
Oo,
sasayaw bago
oo nga eh.
magpaalam.
Ano ulit yung mga kanta? Ano ulit yung mga
Joke
tanong
lang, hindi ko
natin?
alam naman natin mga kalakasan natin, Richard. Ikaw na pinapanood ko yung mga sayaw mo sa ano, sabi ko, iba si Richard,
Ako
parang
nga
ako.
yung sinisi kay Mr. Epektibo eh. Mr. Epektibo!
Kaya ginaya mo yung ano ni Robin, tuwan-tuwa ako doon eh. No?
Oo, yun talagang. Para sa bayan, pare, para sa bayan. Gawin natin next week or later
Okay.
this month. Production
Sige.
level, production level. Salamat, Kasat. Talk to you soon. God bless and mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Okay, thank
Kasya.
you.